Welcome to my channel. And if you are returning, you are welcome back to this channel. And if you are new, you are welcome here too. Have a seat, have a seat, have a seat. This channel was created just to have a safe place for souls and people in the faith who just want to enjoy and reflect and meditate on God's word. I sometimes find that God is really getting our attention without having a church setting, without having like a sermon song or even reading going on. Those profound lessons can just be in simple day-to-day things we do, right? And these are 7 truths that God has given me while pulling weeds. If you haven't seen episode 1 and 2 yet, I encourage you to go back and listen to them. Episode 1, we went into what started me on this journey of writing this. And we did episode 2, and today we're talking about the third thing God showed me. Number 3, while pulling weeds. Number 3. And if you see me reading on my paper, I have to because I want to make sure I don't leave nothing out, okay? Number 3 was the weeds meddled themselves between the grass. I believe part 2, I spoke about how I noticed the grass grew on a long stem, and then you'll see like the grass actually project from the stem, right? And the stem at the bottom of that is connected to the roots. The roots are in the ground. However, I noticed when I began to pull the weeds, sometimes I had to be extra careful. It reminded me of that verse when it talks about Jesus returning and it's talking about the weeds and the tares and it'll come up with it. I encourage you to go out to your grass today, or anybody's grass if you don't have grass. And if you notice a weed, try to pull it up. Now, if you're like my 8-year-old self and you think like pulling weeds is just taking off the green, you really have to go to the base of the root where the ground meets the stem and you pull from there. And then you'll see roots, right? However, when it came to the weeds, it didn't just pop up like how you see a flower. They were like intertwined in between the stem. And I just thought that was just so weird, so creepy, so how dare you, you know? Something that brings life and beauty, you know, it's intertwined. It was just so hard to get it out at times. And sometimes it disrupted the grass. So my goal was to have a better looking lawn, but to do that, to achieve that, I needed to somehow carefully navigate the weed from being intertwined. Now, some of you already got it, but let me tell you what I got from this. The devil tries to, and it's so funny, this is coming to me now. I'm saying 7 truths, but I'm telling you, God is just sending me 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. The devil intertwines himself into Christian spaces. Anything that is good, he's going to corrupt, he's going to disrupt, he's going to kill, he's going to steal, he's going to destroy. The Bible talks about it. It gives so many examples, right? And so some were easier than others. The Bible talks about strongholds. Some were easier than others to get rid of. You could just pull it right up. But some were so intertwined that it actually pulled up the grass with it. And so I say this to say this. Sometimes that little fight that you just had with your husband, it ain't him. It ain't him. The devil got all intertwined into that. And so you'll notice when things are going good or everything going in the right direction, you know, y'all arguing about something so stupid. And then sometimes you got to sit back and like, what was that? That was so stupid to argue about that. Or you have a friendship that, you know, is just doing so well or whatever. And then something so stupid just gets intertwined into that. And sometimes it may be an actual person, it'll be a situation. And I'm not here to blame everything on the devil, because sometimes it is us. It may be character development that we need to go back to God and fix some unhealed stuff. But you got to step back and look at that. That he here to kill, steal, and destroy. So if anything looks like that, it may be the devil. And sometimes it's God getting you out of the situation. But that's a whole topic another day. We talking about weeds today. The negative parts of disrupting something so good. And so I found myself when I'm pulling the weeds, it seemed to just not only tweedle through it, it'll attach itself to the stem of the grass. And something I thought that'll be an easy fix, it was much deeper than that. And let me tell you, I want to insert just a little shout out to fasting and prayer. Fasting does so much, because sometimes these strongholds are so strong and wicked and hard to get rid of that you gotta fast. You really, just simple praying ain't gonna do it. So definitely fasting and just say, God, what is this? Is this you? Is this the devil? You gotta be able to decipher and discern what it is. Sometimes it's a no-brainer when you and your spouse, your friend, your congregation, whoever it is, if it's a godly relationship, that thing gonna get attacked like no tomorrow. It's gonna get attacked like no tomorrow. And you gotta recognize when y'all moving in the direction that God told y'all to, and something happened, to me, that's clearly the devil. Because he don't like to see that thing progress. Let me look down and make sure I ain't missing nothing. Also, what it does when it attaches itself to the grass, it's stealing nutrients. So it's draining that relationship. It's draining that situation. It's draining the area of soil that has the vitamins, the nutrients, and everything you need. What's terrible about the weeds is also they seem to grow faster than the grass. And so some were taller than the grass, and they would kind of shadow them out from getting the sun. And so don't let the enemy overshadow these relationships. So you finally found your godly marriage. You finally found that godly friend. As I spoke about in episode, I believe it was episode 2, about congregating. Cherish, nurture it. Just like the grass, it has to constantly be tended to. It has to be constantly watered. And that represents prayer. That represents also coming together in God. It represents even sometimes praying for them when they don't even want to deal with you at the moment. Even if it's something that's meant to break up, still pray for them, whether they become a friend or a foe. So, 3, the weeds meddled themselves between the grass. And sometimes, as I said, it's something God is working through us that we have to work on. Sometimes it's simply them. Believe it or not, that's something I had to struggle and deal with when dealing with relationships. And I'm not just talking about, I'm talking about friendships and all, that we see something as good and it's like, well, it ain't us because I was the nice person. And not to say like I don't have some bad tendencies, because I do. I ain't perfect. But I can be a pretty passive person. Like, I don't want no conflict, right? But that disturbed relationship because I wasn't upfront with people. I let things pass longer than it should. And that person may be simply open to hearing the feedback I have. Like, you know, as I said in a previous episode, you have to give people a chance to soak in a fault or offense that they're doing, because they might not even realize they're doing it, or they've been doing it their whole life, and you're just that person that'll reveal it to them, and they're like, oh shoot, I didn't even know I was doing that. I didn't know that hurt you. I'm sorry. And you know, you may think they'll do that to you because maybe you see them doing it to others, but they may be different with you, and you may be the buck stops here that creates a space for them to talk to you and just kind of give feedback or advice of how to change that. So I say that to say this. So good or bad, always go to God if you see like this consistent pattern of, man, is it me, is it them? Because I ran into some people, like, they will always lose a job. They'll always lose a job, and it's always the job. It's always the job. It's always the job. And it's like, okay, bro, you on job number 4. Let's step back. And there's a saying that this coworker told me and said, wherever you go, there you are. Meaning that it can't be all 4 different jobs. There got to be something you're doing or not expressing that's causing this. So you may be that meddler in the grass that you need to get rid of something, you know? And we all got things we working on. Trust me. We all got things we working on. I'm not going to call you the enemy of the devil, but we all got their things. So make sure you're not the one meddling in between the grass, disturbing people's peace, because that's very important with the spirit working in you. Don't work it. Don't grieve the spirit when he's trying to show you something within yourself that may be causing division or even your own demise from situations. And so that concludes episode 3 of 7 truths that God has given to me. If you found this helpful, say so in the comments. And I'd like to hear y'all experiences on maybe things that may have meddled in your life that God had to reveal to you. So if this episode resonates with you, I ask you to give it a thumbs up. And if you want to just share your experience, go ahead. Like I said, it is a free space to talk about your feelings and talk about something even I might have missed from that statement. Is there something that I said within this that you say, you know what, Melissa, I want to add on to that? I welcome you to do that. Thank you, and I encourage you to come back. Bye-bye.